this is Becca from Willow Hill Designs. Welcome back. It is February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone. And I know that I said I would do the drawing for the gift giveaway for my reaching 2,000 subscribers. It is the 14th. It's just late in the day. We had a very busy day today here. I made my usual heart cake for Valentine's Day that I've been making forever and a day, and we had our kids over and grandchildren, and so it's been a busy day. I had little gifts to set up and cards, and along with the baking and visiting. So I'm getting to the drawing. I did say the 14th, and it is still the 14th. I will try to get this uploaded before tomorrow morning, but if not, the drawing did take place on the 14th, so I've come in under the wire. Thank you again very much. My sincere thanks to all who subscribe to my channel. Again, this was just very unexpected for me. I never dreamed that I would reach 2,000 subscribers, but I just enjoy sharing our love of stitching, and it's so nice to hear from other people who are like-minded, and the very nice and sweet and encouraging comments that you have left me are just, it's a joy to read them. It really is. And it's so nice to connect with others who love to do the same things that we like to do. So again, thank you very much for subscribing. And so without further ado, oh, and this is the grouping that I'll be mailing out to someone. And I'll be adding a couple of extra little things. I have some extra lace here that I will be adding, and probably something else. So I'll just pop that on top of there. And I'll just move those off to the side, and we'll do the drawing. I'm going to do this the old-fashioned way, so that everyone can see, not the random generator type thing, but I'm just going to, I wrote down all the people who said that they were interested. I'll just shake it up, and I'll reach in and pick out one. Do I have just, oh, I have two, so okay. Shall I do that again? I'll make sure I just have one. Okay, I have one. Okay, some lucky subscriber. Let's see who it is. At Juicy Coluccia 6594. And I hope that I'm saying that right. Juicy, my apologies if I am not, if I am butchering that. I apologize. I hope that's right. In our last name, my marriage last name, we have G-I-U also, and my in-laws pronounce it Giu. The name is Lojudis or Lojudis, and that's how they pronounce that. So I hope I'm saying that right. It's Italian, and I know that this is an Italian name, so I hope I'm saying it right. So Juicy, if you would email me at willowhillquilts@icloud.com and send me your physical address where I should mail your gift to. I will get this out in the mail to you. So congratulations to Juicy, and thank you for entering. I'm happy for you. It's actually fun to get surprises in the mail. So you'll be receiving a nice surprise. And now, because this is a quick video, a rather short one, I thought I would also add in here, I was asked to share my dried flowers and the way that I store them and keep them. And so if you'd like to click off now, that's certainly fine. You can move on to the next video about slow stitching or quilting or whatever. And I will just, there will be another little video portion after this one which will show where I hang my dried flowers. This portion will show some of the places that I store them and tuck them away. And these are just a few that I grabbed quickly here. This is a handmade sugar bowl. I have the creamer that matches it. This is done by some very talented artists, and I absolutely love this. The way that they printed the leaves in the clay, and the little spoon that goes with it. Well, of course, I have to put something in there. And oh, there's a little stone as well. I had to save this rose. This was such a beautiful rose. And I just think there's such beauty in them. They're beautiful when, of course, they're fresh, but they're beautiful also when they're dried, and it's just nice to keep them. So I just tucked that little rose in there, and that is in this bowl. I have something also in the creamer. I didn't grab that. This is a box that my son had bought for me, and in here I keep some white roses, and these are quite old. These are special roses, and I just think they're beautiful, just the way they are dried. Again, they're beautiful when they're fresh, but when they're dried, they're so pretty. I think they have as much beauty dried as they do when they're fresh. And here's another one. And something that I found while we were out to chop down a Christmas tree were these milkweed pods that had opened, of course, and let the seeds out. And I just thought this was beautiful. Doesn't it almost look like a swan or something? But just a little gorgeous little cup to put something in. And I have a few more of these, and I loved that. I thought that was so pretty. And I think this is a hawk's feather. Of course, I had to put this in here as well. I saved that. My granddaughter and I, actually all of my little grandchildren, love to go out and look for treasures out in nature. And that's just one of the little treasures that we've found. So that is another place that I keep these flowers that I like to look at. And here's another place. I like to keep them in a box. This is a box, one of those just cardboard boxes that you can buy in Joann Fabrics, and I just painted it and sort of distressed it a little bit. And in here I have more of my little treasures. Here are some actually female cardinal feathers, which, I mean, I've never in all of my life come upon the female cardinal feathers. I think she met a sad end in our yard. I think a cat may have somehow surprised her, but the cats do come in our yard and take the birds, and they will even take babies out of our birdhouses, which is upsetting, but these were so beautiful. I had to keep them. Poor little thing, she lost her life. I should save her feathers. These, I'm not sure what these are, but they were in a bouquet, and I loved those, so I saved them. This is a tiny bud from my sunflowers, a little tiny bud, right at the end of the season, and I didn't want to lose that, so I just cut it off and saved it. Here's a small hydrangea, and that color stayed very nicely. Here's another one of the milkweed pods. that I saved. I do love those. Another hydrangea. Oop. Another little piece of hydrangea. A tiny little flower ball. And here's another white rose. It's losing a petal. This one didn't fully open when I saved it. So I think that's quite beautiful. These are some orchids from an orchid plant that my son and daughter-in-law had given me. And I just thought they were beautiful. The flowers, when they're expired, I just don't want to throw them out, so I save them because I think they're beautiful. And they stay nicely in this box. So there's several orchids in here that I've saved. Just so pretty. And I like to look at them. I don't really do anything with them necessarily. I just like to have them and look at them occasionally. Here's another rose. This one opened a bit more. But again, just so beautiful. And another orchid. This one was more on the white side. This is a flower. I'm not sure what this was. It almost makes you think of a snapdragon, but it wasn't when it was fresh. This was in a bouquet that my son had bought for me. I don't know what these little flowers are, but I just think they're so pretty and worth saving. So I included these without knowing what they are. Look at that, how interesting. Here's another one. This is a little bit more true to the color. This pink stayed, they were pink and white. And that color stayed a little bit more. So here's another orchid. And that little, it almost makes you think of that, what is it? Silver dollar plant or dollar plant? I don't know what that is. This is another one of those pink flowers that I'm not sure what it was. They dried nicely. This is a little tiny rambling rose, little climbing rose that I saved. That was a deep red. And a few more of the late little sunflowers that didn't bloom. And I just thought they were so pretty. I generally save the seeds for planting the next year, but also I save some seeds for the birds. But these were so tiny and they hadn't fully matured, of course, but I thought that they were so pretty. So I saved those as well. And some more of that little delicate flower, whatever that is. I have no idea, but I love it. And of course, some more orchids. So they live in this box, and I've had to empty boxes out of flowers because I will just save flowers all the time, dry them and save them, and then I have to empty because there will be more the following year. So it just keeps, it's a cycle. So I've had to empty some out to make room for new ones, because I will definitely always find flowers that I would like to dry. So these are just some of the collections that I have of little dried flowers, and they're protected. They're not really bothering anything. They're protected in here, and they're kind of out of the way so they don't get harmed. My little grandchildren know now to be careful with certain boxes because there may be flowers in there. But yes, and there'll be a little piece after this, just a short video of where I keep them in our great room. I'll just show you how I hang the flowers, and they're open for display so that I can look at them all of the time. So I will be back in a minute with that piece of video. And if you've made it this far, thank you. And I'll see you in the next portion of the video. This is our great room, and this is where I keep most of my dried flowers. I like to hang them, and I'll start right over here. If I can look up that high. The purple are dried comfrey from my garden this past summer, 2023 flowers. And then those are some white roses there that I have, that I love, that I dried. And this is just a little piece of grapevine that is entwined. My brother was fooling around with some grapevine and did that one day. And here are some more roses. Those are some pink and white roses. I love roses, but white roses especially. Those berries are artificial. But here are some more roses here, some pink and a red rose. And I love to dry them before they're fully spent. I just take them and hang them upside down and dry them, and they do beautifully. And up here are some orchids from an orchid plant that my son bought for me, and one of my dried hydrangeas. And in that little bottle are some dried flowers as well. And then over here is one of my, I think this is the Annabelle hydrangea. And I happened to pick it when it was green, and it stayed that way, and it was a huge ball. And underneath that are some white roses with a little bit of pink on them. And over here, here's a little grass man that my brother made, and we were hiking up in the mountains, all of us, and we came to a meadow with some tall grasses, and this braided man right here he made. I loved it. He was going to throw it out, and he said, well, here, keep it. So I did, and I love it. That's some dried raffia on the side there. And then over here are some pods, seed pods from my golden rain tree, and some hydrangea, some of the blue hydrangea that for some reason didn't dry. They didn't open the buds. They didn't stay open when I dried them. But in these pods of this rain tree, there are 3 seeds in each pod. And I'd like to start another tree. I lost my tree to canker, and I'd like to start another tree. And the way that I hang all of my dried flowers is to put a rubber band around them, the stems, and then hang them upside down. And when they're drying, the rubber band will tighten around it, and you don't have to worry about it falling out. The stems, you actually can see the rubber band right there. And you don't have to worry about the stems falling out as they dry, where if you just tied something, like I will put a ribbon or something along with the flowers, but I hang them with rubber bands, and it seems to really keep them very well. And these are some white roses here. I absolutely love white roses. I think they're my favorite, but I love roses. And let's see, I think that's it. I think that's all the flowers. Over here on the, where the wood stove is, I love to hang berries. That's another thing that I love, pip berries especially. And I just love the look that it gives. But I'll come back with some decorative, a decorative box where I keep some flowers in some little containers. I'll be back in a minute. Actually, I already did that portion of the video. That was at with the giveaway portion. So I will be back in the next video. See you then. Bye for now.